Yeah, what was that? Hey, how's everybody doing? So it's Saturday, the 8th, 2023 of July. Um, yeah, I got my hair cut today. Yeah, a little short, but that's okay. Now I need to get out and get my walk so I can get some sun on some parts of it that were kind of covered up. Of course, I feel like I've taken off a portion of myself, but it feels good. Um, I wanted to kind of grow my hair out longer, let it be longer, but I realized that when my hair gets well, from what I look like, that you can see in the videos this week, how it's much longer. Um, it's like the ends get really tweaked out or something. I don't know what they call that. I think they say split ends or whatever, but it does it. It just kind of looks like your hair is just fried or something. But anyway, it feels good to get a haircut. I'm sure everybody knows that when they do get one. A fresh look, right? But anyway, that's why I went. And speaking of the haircuts, so I go by Great Clips. Great Clips usually is open on Saturday. Well, they have new hours. They're closed on the weekends, and they're only open from 10 to 6 on Monday through Friday. I'm like, they're always busy on the weekends. Supercuts too. So I go into Supercuts, and they're like, "Oh, you have to make an appointment now. We're only on appointment basis." I said, "So you no longer take walk-ins?" She goes, "If we do, it's just very rare." I go, "I don't understand what is going on." I said, "The pandemic's long gone and everything. Why are all these new rules in place?" "Oh, that's just the way it is." So I just went down the street. I went into the barbershop and got myself a haircut there. Um, and again, that's just walk-in. They don't take appointments. And so I get my hair cut there, and I'm walking out, and I'm like thinking, what in the world? So I really got to thinking about this, and I want to share this with you. The corporations is quite interesting, because when I was talking about how presidents are selected, they get money from corporations. And then in return, they give the corporations what they want to do against the people. It's always been that way. And I say against the people because it's never for the people. If you look at what I was just experiencing through Great Clips, this is a corporate decision. Why would you take your busiest days and no longer have a service to provide? It's like you're limiting the people of when they can come in, and they have to come in at certain hours, and now they have to make appointments. There's no more walk-ins. So of course we have to reach out to, which is good to always reach out to another, a place or a different venue or whatever. And that don't have restricted hours, which, I've noticed that about the barbershops now. They're pretty much just open for, everything now. And they're usually like, these mom and pop, kind of like stores. They're not owned corporately. And just like Winco, I like to shop at Winco because it's an employee-owned corporation or employee-owned business. And then when you go to Fred Meyer's and Safeway, Thriftway, or that kind of thing, you got these corporations that jack up the prices, have empty shelves, but yet you go 2 blocks away to Winco, an employee-owned store, and the shelves are completely stocked. They have everything. Their butter is half price than what they sell here, because here at Fred Meyer's and Safeway, they say, "Oh, there's a shortage," but you go to Winco and they're like, "There is no shortage, and you can get it plenty," and it's like half the price. You got Fred Meyer's and Safeway selling it for $8 or $9 for 4 little cubes, right? You have Winco still selling it for $3.95 or something like that, half the price. or $3.25. It's usually $3.25 a lot. Or sometimes they'll have it on sale for $2.75. But and then the eggs, you go to Safeway or Fred Meyer's, they're limited on their selection of eggs. But you go to Winco, they've got all kinds of organic eggs, different styles. They got these big, huge pallets of eggs. It's like a whole nother world from a couple of blocks away. So this is what I'm saying about the corporations, how presidents are selected, how people are going for those are all you do for me, I do for you, corporations kind of thing. And this is where that stuff needs to stop, because it's always the corporations in control. They're, I can control the stock market, they're pretty much in control of the House, the Senate. So you talk about a deep state. We need to look at the corporations, because they're the ones fueling, funding, and telling their representatives of who they funded to get into these positions what to do to us. I mean, look at the World Health Organization, Pfizer and all them, this whole they had so much power to shut down the whole world. And that should never have happened. They're even through all over the country of courts, even getting rid of the WHO. So because they've overstepped their line, they've overstepped their lies, their boundaries, and, the deaths that have caused. So, there's always change, but we've got to recognize that before it gets to where it does, instead of just allowing this fear-based reality. And it's also the corporations pushing the LGBT agenda. They say, oh, Bud Light hasn't, because now Bud Light and Coors Light are in these parades and stuff. And they're like, oh, they didn't learn. But who cares? This is what they want to do. Just don't buy their product. Don't keep making video after video going, they're really screwing up. They shouldn't be doing this. They're a corporation doing an agenda. And instead of us getting mad, it's just ignore them, right? Don't feed into it and don't buy into it and don't talk about it. Because when you talk about it, you're giving them free advertisement, that as well. And then those who think that they need to transition or change or whatever, or don't think that they're they call themselves non-binary, or all these different bizarre names, or thinking biology is a religion. The non-binary gets me all the time. I'm just like, you can't survive by being non-binary in this world. That's how stupid the whole thing is, and ridiculous. But or saying identifying a male by their X and Y chromosomes, and then you have these people going, well, what does that matter? It matters a lot. I can call myself a female. Some guy gets, that happened. Some guy got upset. His wife was, I guess, disgusted with him because he now identifies as a female. And so he tried to get a pap smear or something like that done, whatever women get done on. And the doctor refused to do it because she's not a woman. And he goes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And, you'd think it was a joke kind of thing, but no, he's literally transitioning. I think that couple's on the outs. But anyway, it's kind of funny to see, even till, there are two men in the field, one leaves and one stays, right? When we think of the field is like the land mass, right? It doesn't have to be like out into a field, a farmer's field, or two women. It's quite interesting. But anyway, hope you guys are doing good. Kind of wanted to also see how my haircut looks on camera. In camera, I do like it though. I do like it. It feels good. I have a blue jay out here just trolling me. I like blue jays. They're very talkative. And I'm going to smoke a couple of hits off a joint and then get my cane, my walking cane, and go enjoy the sun while it's out. It was all cloudy until about 1 o'clock. It started that way off yesterday too. It was around 12:30 or something. There's a couple of blue jays now bouncing all over. It was all cloudy, and then it just cleared up. It did that same way today, and it's quite interesting too because the days before that were just so unbearably hot, and I was I was even thinking this. I'm like, oh please, Father, oh God, I said, because it's hard to sleep, it's hard to cool down at night. I'm like, oh please, give us a cool day in the morning, and give us a couple of cool days, or maybe throw a shower down on us, to wet things. And then the next day I wake up and the sun, I can see the sun coming up, and then all of a sudden these clouds come in, and it was so nice. I opened up the doors, the windows, and I even took like an hour nap because I was like watching the wind and the trees. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's going to rain, because I had that smell in the air. I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. But it didn't rain, but it was cool. It felt good to, like, I think it was like it helped me catch up on feeling so drained from the heat exhaustion. I'm sure it did a lot to a lot of people here too, because they were like going, because we were literally, I don't know if you've seen it in my videos where it looks like I was just all drained right here when I got back from my walks, but it's the heat. And I don't really notice it until actually when I see myself in the camera, because it affects my eyes. It looks like you're like, oh. That's the one thing about our body. You can always see the signs. Even if you don't feel them, you can actually see the signs within your body and what it looks like and how it's reacting. So, hey, dude, more water. Get out of the sun. But anyway, have a great day, everybody.